Why is Matt Stonie 130 pounds and Nikocado Avocado over 300 pounds? Coach Greg and Matt Stonie versus Nikocado Avocado. Both are famous eaters, but both have 100% completely different physiques. The question is, why? Why is Matt Stonie 130 pounds and Nikocado Avocado over 300 pounds? They both do eating challenges, eating videos. One looks morbidly obese, the other lean and mean. In today's video, gonna tell you why.
First, the most important and obvious point is diet. Did you know that the body is able to absorb a maximum amount of calories within a limited time frame?
And yes, that is true. Your body can only absorb a certain amount of calories per minute, per hour, and so on. So I don't want people to think, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll eat a 10,000 calorie meal all at once and my body will just magically poop out all those extra calories. If you eat 10,000 calories in one sitting, your body won't absorb all 10,000 of those calories in the first hour. But given several hours, 10 hours, 24 hours, eventually your body can go through all of that. It's just like the myth that you can only absorb 30 grams of protein in a sitting. You can absorb all the protein that you eat. It's just going to take longer. And so it's not really true that because Matt Stonie eats more quickly in a 20-minute window, that somehow he just doesn't absorb those calories. That those 20,000 calorie challenges just poof, go up in the air and it doesn't actually count towards his physique.
Based on the studies that show that the body has a maximum absorption rate of a variety of substances, the reasonable assumption is that the body will get to the point when there's too much food for it to absorb.
And so no, the extra food is not just going to magically go through the body unabsorbed because you ate quickly. What's going to happen is the body is slowly going to eventually absorb those calories. Not saying that the thermic effect of food doesn't exist or that your NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, won't increase. Those, of course, will factor into this, but your body is still going to absorb these calories. So both Nikocado Avocado and Matt Stonie are both absorbing all the calories that they eat.
The TLDR of this is that in a short time frame, the body can realistically only absorb 8 to 10,000 calories.
And so he says, well, realistically, the body can only absorb 8 to 10,000 calories in a short period of time. So what? If you eat 20,000 calories in an hour, you're not going to absorb all 20,000 of those calories in a short period of time. But by the next day or the day after, your body can absorb those calories. So that is not actually going to factor into one of the reasons why Matt Stonie is lean and Nikocado Avocado is obese.
When viewed on an individual or per video basis, they're not too different. However, when you stretch it out and take a look at the bigger picture with the frequency of how often they upload, it becomes much clearer.
And so what we often hear is at the end of the day, it's calories in, calories out. But it's not actually at the end of the day. It's more so at the end of the week, month, year, decade, lifetime. And so Matt Stonie, in the run of a week, he only does about one eating challenge. Perhaps he's eating 10,000 calories. But the rest of the days, he's only eating 2,000, maybe 2,500. In comparison, Nikocado Avocado eating 10,000 calories on multiple days, and even on days where he's not filming, he still has a high-calorie diet. So if you compare the total calorie intake of Nikocado Avocado versus Matt Stonie in the run of a week, Nikocado Avocado is eating more.
In an interview with GQ, he stated that on normal days, he eats about 2,000 to 2,500 calories, which is just below maintenance calories for someone of his stature.
Also, Matt Stonie does cardio and lifts weights, so he's burning more calories. He's more active, he moves more. Nikocado Avocado, he basically sits there and does nothing. If Nikocado were to do cardio and go for walks and exercise, he would burn off some of those calories and would be significantly leaner. And so Nikocado Avocado, he's choosing to be obese. He chooses that because he chooses not to burn off those calories. If Nikocado became a cyclist and rode 100 or 200 kilometers a day on the bike and ate the same calories, he would probably lose that weight, now wouldn't he? So despite the fact that Nikocado's eating a ton of food more than most of us, if he were to burn off those calories, he could look more like Matt Stonie. Look back at Nikocado Avocado when he started making those YouTube videos. He wasn't obese. He was a normal built man. He had a leaner physique. But because he continued to force feed, to overconsume those calories, his body had no choice but to store it as excess body fat.
Matt studied nutrition in college, so he's aware of all the different things that his body needs in order to stay healthy. Things such as antioxidants, fats, minerals, and vitamins, etc. Nick, on the other hand, continues to consume high-calorie junk food. This is an issue as it literally changes your brain.
Sure, that is true. If you eat junk, sugars, and so on, your body craves those foods. But it doesn't force you to eat it. You still have that choice. And so despite the fact that if you eat all junk food, you still have the choice to not overconsume that junk food. If you were to go on a diet and only consume junk food, but were in a calorie deficit, you would lose weight. And in comparison, if you went on a diet and only ate very healthy foods, the perfect healthy foods all the time, but overconsumed calories, you would become obese. So whether or not you choose to diet on a healthy versus junk food, in the end, it truly doesn't matter. What matters is that you're in a calorie deficit. Right, Rock?
It doesn't matter!
That's right. It doesn't, in fact, matter. But of course, it will affect your health. If you have a diet that's full of junk food, it's not going to be as good for your blood work, cholesterol, blood pressure, and so on. If you eat all healthy foods, of course, you're going to be more healthy. But you still need, as in must be, in a calorie deficit to lose weight.
As discussed earlier, there is an effect on Nikocado based on the food alone, which affects his state of mind.
I 100% disagree with this. I don't believe for a second that Nikocado Avocado's personality is somehow changed because of what he eats. I 100% believe that Nikocado is putting on a show for views, for money, to get famous. The more wild, crazy, goofy acts in videos, the more people tune in. I don't think he's actually like this in real life. He's playing a character to get views. Many YouTubers play a character. The crazier he acts while doing mukbang videos, the more people talk about him. The more Coach Greg and others make videos about him. And so he plays up this character to get more views. I don't believe that it's because of the foods that he's eating that he suddenly acted this way, that he's losing it in the upstairs.
Even if Nikocado wants to quit right now, the built-up changes in his neurology would make it almost impossible with how addicted he's become to food.
I don't believe this for a second. The built-up neurological changes, the chemistry that changed in his body, the brain, that he needs a therapist. No, he just wants to be famous and he's making so much money. The positive reinforcement of acting and behaving this way, it's just too great to stop. Think of it in your own life. If every time you started eating a piece of cake or junk food or anything, everyone around you gave you a compliment. Every pound of fat you gained, people said, "Wow, you look so much better. You're so attractive." Every post you made that you ate junk food, you got 1 million views. Would you not be more tempted to start eating more junk food, more pieces of cake? Of course you would. How could you not? And so this is quite literally Nikocado's life. The more videos he makes eating crazy amounts of food, the more followers and the more money he makes. So it's a positive reinforcement, a vicious cycle, so you will, where it's hard to get out. I would argue, however, that if he started eating healthy, did the opposite of what he's doing, he would get just as many views or more. People would tune in to say, is he going to do it? Is he going to lose that weight? Is he going to make that change? Can he possibly lose the weight and keep it off? Imagine how motivating he would be to the people of the world who have body positivity. Yay, celebrate obesity. Why would we do that? Celebrate the fact that we're going to die probably 20 years younger? Why would we do that? Yet we do. And why? Because it's easy. People choose to be powerless rather than be powerful. To know, I can put the freaking fork down, I can get up off the couch and go for a walk and lose this weight. Rather than that, people choose to be powerless. My genetics suck. I was raised this way. I can't stop eating cake. I'm addicted because my brain chemistry's changed. Change it back. Stop doing what you know you shouldn't. You can do it. Nikocado can do it. He chooses not to. In comparison, Matt Stonie, he knows what he's doing. He studied nutrition in university. He knows what he's doing. He knows if he overconsumes calories, he's going to be obese. He knows he's doing crazy challenges. And so to make up for that, he has to burn it off. Other examples of people that do this, Eric the Electric. He's out riding bikes 100, 200 kilometers. He's doing 15,000 calorie challenges, eating all those calories the rest of the week. He's on a diet, he's losing weight. He's exercising, being active, eating healthy. They're doing it the right way. And obviously it would be healthier not to binge eat once a week in the first place, but that's what they do for their career. So you can't blame them. That is what they do to make a living.
Even though Matt is consuming a large amount of calories, he has to spend it somewhere. If the calories go in, the calories must go out. Otherwise, you're breaking the laws of thermodynamics.
In this house, we obey the laws of thermodynamics.
Exactly! In this house and on this planet, we have to obey the laws of thermodynamics. Energy in, energy out. And so if you're not burning off those calories through NEAT or your BMR or through exercise, what could you possibly be doing? Well, I'm going to speak about the elephant in the room. I 100% believe that speed eaters, professional eaters, after they do these massive eating challenges where they eat 10, 20, 30,000 calories in a sitting, I think they're going to a visit in the washroom and getting rid of some of that food shortly after the event. I think it's probably healthier, in fact, to do so than to actually keep the food down. Think of it, eating 70 hot dogs and keeping that in your stomach to digest. How could that possibly be healthy? In comparison, if you go to the bathroom and get rid of it in whatever means possible, even though that's technically not healthy, it's probably better than trying to keep it down. Not saying to do this every meal or every day. Obviously, that would be unhealthy, dangerous for your heart and so on. But I don't believe after these massive food challenges that they keep the food down. At least not all the time. I just don't believe it. So if you go to the bathroom an hour after consuming 20,000 calories, perhaps your body could only absorb the first 5,000. 15,000, you got rid of those. And so the net calorie difference is they're not actually eating 20,000 calories. They're technically only eating 5,000 because 15,000 were uneaten, if you know what I'm saying. I don't want to say exactly what they might be doing because YouTube, they won't like that and they might demonetize a video. You know what I'm talking about. So just like people who drink perhaps too much alcohol and at the end of the night they get sick, they end up doing something that's not pleasant, that could potentially be what they're doing, and that could also explain this. If Matt Stonie does this and Nikocado doesn't, then, well, that could explain why one person looks more obese than the other. Just throwing that out there as something that might be thrown out there.
Matt Stonie says that his exercise routine is to hit the gym 5 times a week doing cardio or weights.
When you train your body, it's able to burn more calories effectively. What I call that is being a better butter burner, which was coined by Covert Bailey. Read this book back when I was in high school, probably 15, 16 years of age. Being a better butter burner means you're able to burn more calories and fat in a short period of time than you could if you weren't in shape. When you're fit, you're going faster, you're going harder, you can burn more calories. In comparison, if you never exercise, you're out of shape, and you try going and doing exercise, you can't go as hard or as long. And so you burn fewer calories. That's why I say it's better to always be doing cardio all year. Not just when you're trying to lose weight, but throughout the entire year. It makes sense because you're better able to burn calories. Some people claim, no, it's better to save your cardio for only when it comes to diet. Because when you do cardio, your body becomes more efficient. It actually becomes more efficient, aka better at burning more calories. You go faster, longer, harder. In comparison to when I started bike riding, I can burn over 50% more calories now than I could back then. Why? Because I'm better at it. I'm more efficient. My heart pumps out more blood. I'm better able to use that oxygen. I can go faster. And when I go faster, I burn more calories. And that allows me to be more in shape, more fit, lean year round. So if you want to be lean like Matt Stonie year round, not like Nikocado, do your cardio. And not just once a year, once a week, all the time, every day, 6 days a week. Make it a habit.
A shredded athlete would be able to burn off the same calories much quicker and better than an obese individual.
And no, that's not actually true. A shredded athlete, one that has very low body fat percentage, doesn't burn off more calories than one who's obese. It comes down to how many watts, the power output you're doing while doing that activity. And the person that typically puts out more power is the one who's in better shape. Better shape doesn't mean more shredded or leaner. If you're thinking more shredded, you're thinking, oh, the lower my body fat percentage, the more calories I can burn. Not true. Somebody who's 20% body fat, but who rides a bike for an hour every day is probably going to burn more calories than someone who has 5% body fat that doesn't do cardio. So it's not the person that's more shredded that burns more calories, the person that's in better shape. And so if you're trying to make changes, trying to lose weight, do your cardio and eat less food. And if you're hungry, consider getting my cookbooks. Cookbooks have low-calorie, delicious recipes that are high in volume for big eaters. You're satiated full, hard to overconsume calories when you're not hungry. Also, the Circle Diet book, my life's work explaining how to diet, lose weight, and keep it off once and for all for the rest of your life. And if you're interested, I have harder than last time supplements, including turkesterone, Seco protein bar, protein powders, pre-workouts, fat burners, all kinds of stuff. G-Shred. ending it here. GregDoucette.com for coaching, Greg Doucette IB Pro. Please check out one of those boops. Watch one. Of course, the supplements. Click the link in the description to get those and the books, training books, coaching plans by me and my team, phone consults, everything. Subscribe, click the bell button to get notified. Do it now. Comment for the algo. And until next time, I am out.